budget cuts. Let me tell y'all something, all right? So Smack comes on Hip Hop Is Real, and he's talking about we got budget cuts, we got this, that, and the other. You know, we can't afford Rum Nitty or Geechee Gotti right now. These are my brothers. I love them to death. We're trying to figure it out, but budget cuts, fam. Let me explain something to y'all. Y'all can't in one breath say you sold out Summer Madness in minutes. And then in the next breath talk about budget cuts. Are y'all a successful company or not? Are y'all doing well or not? What do you mean budget cuts? What are you talking about? The app's killing it. You're selling out every venue you go to in seconds. You're doing big things. You're making big moves. You're doing this. You're making millions. And you're coming out here talking about budget cuts. That's wild. And y'all battle rappers, y'all better wake up, bro. Y'all gotta wake up. All right, y'all have dropped the ball for 20 years. 15 years, whatever it is. Y'all have dropped the ball on these negotiations, bro. Y'all have left it for nothing, where basically all the battlers coming up got nothing to look forward to. Like, this is insane. You have left them nothing. You have left them no legacy. All right? Y'all try to do this little strike thing and this, that, and the other. You try to do your own thing. You try to do this. You trashed all the other leagues to make it where URL is the only league that counts. Y'all have created this monster. And it's your fault. And now they're talking about budget cuts. Now we all know the caffeine numbers just came out for the last quarter, last month. All right, 60% drop in the United States in viewership, 47% drop overall in viewership month to month throughout the world. They have dropped down to one of their lowest numbers ever after peaking at one of their highest numbers ever. They have lost their entire audience in 1 month. As the new rounds of investments are going to be coming up in a couple of months here. All right? Caffeine is a dying network. It's falling apart. Okay? They have been using caffeine while they sitting on that app. The app that's collecting them multi-million dollars. And I ain't mad at them for collecting multi-million dollars. But you can't talk about budget cuts while you're becoming millionaires. You know what I'm saying? Like, you talking about some culture vulture stuff here. All right? This is insane. These battle rappers, they get paid a small fee while URL sits back and collects millions. All right? And I'm not saying URL shouldn't get rich off of this. Of course they should. All right? But the sharing and the split and the money profit sharing is not, it's almost, it should be illegal what's happening. It's worse than the music industry. Like, at least the music industry offers some sort of freaking, residuals. Battle rappers, nothing. And people like Sue Surf is the problem. All right? Sue Surf made it okay for URL to be the only option. He made it where battle rap and URL, this is it. This is, everything else doesn't matter. All right? And then you created this monster. And so they could do whatever they want. All right? All budget cuts means that more money is just making Beasley and Smack richer and richer and richer. Budget, like, they're not cutting the budget because they don't have the money. 100% they have the money. They set the marketplace. The marketplace was set to be insane because the caffeine bubble. Caffeine came in with this investment money, so they used that investment money to overpay them for a small period of time, and basically overpaying the bigger battle rappers, the Loaded Luxes, the Sue Surfs, and these guys to get Murder Mook. To get these battles, the Murder Mook versus Rock, the Daylight versus Rock, the Lux versus Surf, they use that caffeine money, all right, to inflate the numbers, to inflate the salaries, okay, of those specific artists. And then the rest of these artists, what they've been doing, Ultimate Madness, they get 100K or 50K or even 25K for the end of the tournament. And with that 25 to 100K investment, they get over almost 2 months worth of content for their app, which they're making multi-millions on. And this is just a fact. We crunch the numbers. If you take a look at the highest voted battle on there or the most reacted battle on there, you divide it by $7.99, and we figured it all out. The minimum baseline is $50,000 a month. All right, that's if everybody's voting and reacting. Now, anybody who knows anything about these type of things, you're at 5 to 10% of the people are going to vote or react. 5 to 10%. So 50,000 times 90%, you're looking at anywhere from 250 to 500,000 a month that they're making on the app, which is not a far stretch. And then you also take into account all Summer Madness sold out in seconds. That's big too. That's money too. Like, you guys gotta understand that, like, these leagues used to only live off that money generated at the door. Like, they were doing that forever. Remember, URL didn't have pay-per-views. They were living off the money generated at the door and YouTube money. Now they have the app, and they're still killing it at the door. All their events get sold out. All right, it's become this huge entity, and they're gonna sit back and talking about budget cuts. The reason why they're talking about budget cuts is because Caffeine's about to be gone as an investor soon. All right, and these guys, they don't want to spend their own money. They've never wanted to spend their own money. Go back to the Harry days. They needed Harry. They needed investors to get battles. They don't want to spend their own money. They just want to keep racking in, not reinvesting. This is like, and for Smack to actually, that's an insult to everything that's been built these last few years. The battle rappers have built this, all right? You have built URL to where it is by the performances and everything they've done. And for Smack to come out and insult our intelligence by talking about, oh, we got to do budget cuts. Budget cuts? What? I wish I had my soundboard. What do you mean budget cuts? What are you, drunk? Maybe he was. Maybe Smack was drunk. Didn't know what he was saying. They got money to throw away. They got money to throw at Cassie and not even book. Cassie said he got his full amount to Battle Freeway a year ago, and they still haven't even put that battle through. Why? So you're able to give Cassie, I don't know what, 100,000, 75K, whatever it is, a year ago and not even produce a battle? And what? It doesn't even matter to you? And now you're talking about budget cuts? What budget cuts? Cassie got his money a year ago. Battle rappers, if y'all don't stand up for yourselves, no one will. There's no media in battle rap, so this is not going to get covered the way it should. Yeah, there's going to be people that are going to talk about it. But a real media force in battle rap, this would be a 24/7 scandal every day talking about, or oh my God, this, that. They'd be investigating and getting into and showing us proof of paperwork, and they'd find out the real app numbers. They do all this crazy investigation. We don't have these things. All right, there's a couple of us here and there, but we're only gonna get the base level of what's going on. Battle rappers, it's all up to you. Y'all the only ones that can do anything about this. And number one, you got to stop saying URL is the only place that matters. It's the NBA, blah blah blah. You need to, all right. And you, honestly, if I was y'all, and it's not gonna work, but a strike is like your only option. But that won't work because then URL will just, there's that mid tier to up, that low to mid tier. They'll just start bringing these guys up. Those guys aren't gonna follow suit. They need to make money. They're gonna make money. They ain't been making that money y'all have been making. So if the top tiers decided to strike, then the URL just transition into the new era. All right, and then y'all can do whatever. But I don't know. Like, come on, guys. Like, you cannot sell out Summer Madness. You can't have it both ways. In one breath, say you're doing great. Summer Madness sells out. Everything's selling out. The app's killing it. Blah 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 blah. And then in the next breath, oh, we're doing budget cuts. We don't really know what's going on. Like, that doesn't even make sense. It's one or the other. You can't have it both ways, schmack. But it is what it is. The battle rappers. It's going to be an interesting 2023. I'll tell you that much. 2023 is going to be a very interesting year in battle rap because I think that's when Caffeine's going to be gone. All right. URL is going to be left to their own devices as far as spending money. And even though they have the money I believe they have the money to spend tenfold. Okay. But I believe Smack and Beasley, they're really setting themselves up as they should. But there's a point where it becomes a little culture vulture-ish where you're literally becoming multi-millionaires while the battle rappers are going to be struggling till the end, till they die. Having to do battles and then forever because they're being underpaid because the biggest platform in battle rap isn't paying them correctly. And they'll never get paid correctly unless we actually know what money's being brought in, and they don't need to tell you what money's being brought in, so it doesn't even matter. So we'll never know. The only option is for the battlers to branch off and to big up these other leagues, and hopefully these other leagues would be more open and fair with everything, and just give them more options. Give people more options instead of being stuck in one lane. But, they're never going to listen. They're never going to listen, and it is what it is. Love you guys.